Hello everyone out there on the internet, I am Jack of all trades and we're here for Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia. This is Season 7, Episode 12. Those who defend, those who violate. Those who defend, being our heroes, those who violate. Going by the Crunchyroll thumbnail, it shows Hawks here, so we're going back to the fight that he's present at. Those who violate being all for one, I guess, specifically. Who has Aries rewind. That's very bad. From the OP, it looks like he's possibly going to rewind himself back to his prime, where he no longer needs all the apparatus and everything, and it does also mean that throughout the fight he can theoretically just keep rewinding himself back and undoing the damage. He can infinite 100% himself. But it's a stockpile. It's an accumulation stockpile quirk. He needs to have accumulated that time to be able to rewind it. Kind of. Not exactly proportionately 1-to-1 in terms of I've stored up a second, I can rewind a second. It's not exactly that. Otherwise, like, Eri wouldn't have been able to rewind her parents into not existing, you know? But it is still an accumulation quirk. So it's interesting if one could have only gotten this quirk after getting out of Tartarus, which is after Garaki's lab was destroyed and taken over by the heroes and everything, you know? But it's all for one. He could have gotten someone past whatever security perimeter there may have still been around that hospital, you know? Yeah. Well, that hospital was fucking destroyed, wasn't it? So, yeah, okay. It's not entirely clear how exactly that quirk is functioning with all for one, but it is scary that he has it at all. Speaking of scary, Shigaraki may have just killed Bakugo. I don't fully believe it. I feel that's something that will be undone. I don't see that sticking because, again, as I said last video, that would have been spoiled for me. There's no way that I would have just missed that in like the cultural zeitgeist, through social osmosis. I would have come across that, even as someone who avoids spoilers, and you in the comments who avoid spoiling things as well. Here's everything I know. Go. In terms of my familiarity with the series, I have watched the entire anime up to this episode, of course. I have read the entire manga up to the end of chapter 328, which is the end of volume 33. I have seen the first 3 My Hero Academia movies. I have read the Ultra Analysis guidebook. I have read the first 6 volumes of the light novel series My Hero Academia School Briefs, and I have read all 15 volumes of the prequel spin-off series My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which was great. That is everything I know. That is what I'm going to be drawing from in my reaction, so possible spoilers for any of that content, which also means that is all fair game for you to discuss in the comments down below. So yeah, don't spoil anything beyond that. Let's dive on in. Dabi seemingly is getting back in the fight with the purple glow. All for One is back in the fight with the rewinding. Shigaraki is perfectly fine. He is unfazed, a bit flustered by Bakugo there. But he's fine. And Toga is off fighting on, what's it, not Jakku, Octo Island. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, play. And then the spinner as well, fighting. That green arrow being Deku. If that is literally where he is, he's not traveling very far, very fast. Ooh. First, yeah. Something rather Shigaraki. Oh, in the distance. Is that the coffin? I mean, the coffin was heading out over the sea as well. It looked like there were multiple shapes, though. Which the coffin is, I guess. There's the main island and the smaller one with the battery. All for One, suited, basking in his glory. Yeah, All Might. Toga and her younger self, Uraraka and her younger self, Endeavor and Dabi, who's, again, probably going to get back up, Shoto and the rest of the family, Spinner, leader of the Heteromorphs. Shoji two people taking hands. Destrogoro getting back in the fight. Sandman's Parade. Eraser. One A. Dabi looking purple and glowy. It's raining. Wherever Deku is, it isn't raining yet. He's still far away. Oh, Eraser, like, grabbing his hand, like, holding his hand as he's reaching for his face, but also making sure that he doesn't, like, cover his eyes. And they were... he saw him as a rival. Yeah. I agree, I don't believe it. Oh, like an eye there? Ugh. That's a teacher. This is the first of 1A to die. If this is legit. Trying to, like, stitch him up. Mirko. Oh, that was like tentacly. Jesus, Mirko. Ugh. Back to Camino. Blue embers, blue flames. Oh, we're just cremating other heroes. There's Burnin, that's not Oniman, is it? Fuck. Shit. Has he actually managed to kill one of them? I took a... Wait, what? Ah, fuck, he's... Fuck. Shit. Shit. So it isn't a duplicated one? He's down. Skeptic. I'm busy right now. Huh, Mr. Daddy Issues? Yep. What exactly is he doing, though? Fuck! Fuck! Oh shit, he's just got access! Uh-oh. Oh, it's that teacher and the kids. Because 5 weeks and Bakugo. Ah, they idolize them. And they all, the family don't know who the 5 Weewees is. Doesn't know that they're talking about their belief in Shoto. Dun 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 da 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 dun dun dun. Fuck, he's back. Full face reveal, full all for one, clear in the daylight face reveal. Right, that's what we're about to get. Violate. Fuck, he's handsome. Because of course he would be, yeah. Garaki? Yeah. Yeah, we're just explaining how... Yeah. Explaining how we got Rewind. Again, emphasizing that the area has some connection to that. It can only be used once. Yeah. Right, he hid it somewhere for him to find after he got out. I've left the data here too, yeah, and his gear to use after he got out. But it can only be used once. Like the deleter rounds stored the ability to rewind, that they stored that stockpile somehow, you know? This can be used once. He can't just infinitely do this to himself. He's also probably naked, right? Stealing these heroes' quirks. I'll take that cape too, dressing himself, yeah. Fucking all for one. Once I use it, it'll keep working until I'm around to nothing, right. Okay, so this is his last stand. This is going to rewind all for one into nothing. But he's been so long-lived. He is so long-lived that he's going to be here a while for this fight, though. And the rain from Bakugo's death is now reached here. Washington, U.S. Oh, that's gross. It's like in Death Note when different countries are like sending Kira lists of people to kill. That's what this feels like. Oh. Hard cut to a dead child lying on a battlefield, having been inspired by that very same hero. Headshot face reveal. Bit of a mustache there. Yeah. Yeah, like he did to Kurogiri. He can, like, go in on a microscopic level. Yeah. Just going in, like, tying things up and trying to keep him going, trying to keep him alive. I can replace what's missing. I can even make it move. Whoa, what? I could buy him, shrink it down, and... Oh, they went to school together as well? Fuck! Thousands... I could see him, like, going down and making himself like a pacemaker, basically, right? But that he won't be able to come back after doing so? I'm curious on that front, as to just mechanically. Yeah, fold the body. Stretch out the body thin and flat, yep. Okay, yep, makes sense. Mm-hmm. Ah, like sterilizing himself. Okay, from wash. Cool. Genus has sewed that up. Using himself as the thread and the sutures. Yeah. How long's he been down for? How long's his brain been without oxygen? Yeah. Slowly grinding away at his life? Okay, right. That's not been established before. And if something that he's already destroyed can come back, that's... Gotta hit kind of deeply for Shigaraki, I guess. Because it means that, on principle, things he's destroyed before could also come back. On principle, it means that fucking Mirako is just down to one limb. Unless the tail counts. But she's down to one limb. What was that? Stagger? Did you give him a concussion? Did the damage accumulate? Was it just enough of a sudden blast to knock his head back and knock his brain? Is he concussed? The panic I felt back then. Threatened by an extra? Bakugo being called an extra. Fuck. Did Genist fucking attach her arm again? Nope, just tied it off. Mirio blind him, yes. Mirako was always cool to me, but I'm liking her a lot in this fight. Wow, that shot. Christ. Showing like a young Shigaraki in here now with the hair and the cuts and scratches from the scratching. Is that meant to show like Shigaraki within Shigaraki feeling that way, or is that the Tomura within him? Yeah, yeah. Oh! Fuck. Oh. I don't like... Oh, it reminds me of that monster from Infinity Train Book 4. With the hands. But much bulkier! And the fist with like the fingertips being the heads of those people, and... Or are they his family? I need a better look at that. Nejire... Nejire's taking some big hits. He knows not to waste his time with Mirio anymore. Yeah. Well, this looks cool, but it's not gonna work. Yeah. I like that the heroes are trying all these really cool team-ups and, like, moves. Like the Plasma Cannon as an example. That just aren't working! And against anyone else, it'd be so cool to see! Sir's last prediction. Yeah, Mandalay. Okay. 2 seconds. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, Mirio. I don't know what you could do either. A younger looking Night Eye. Oh, is this when Mirio made him laugh? Like, he told Deku he'd have to the first time meeting him? Oh, that was the 2 seconds! Mandalay knew that Deku was within range! Knew that he was here! And let down the barrier so we could get through. And that's where the episode ends! No! Ah! And what happens when Deku sees Bakugo's corpse? How long has his brain been without oxygen now? This... Thinking is a free action, but it feels like it's been some time. This is such a calm and like nice visual OP. I love like the watercolored look to the background and the idea of how everything moves. It's sort of underwater and floaty. I like it. But getting to see all of 1A and then the League and then some of the teachers as well. The big three. Razor Mike, Kurogiri, Shirakumo gets a flash. Nejire, Headshot, Genist. Flash. Oh! I didn't think of this, but is there deliberate meaning to the two that they choose to show at one time? Also, in the clouds, like above them, it looks like there's a 50 or like a 57. There's a 5 and then another number. Twice compressed, Toga. And then, yeah, Deku hits the bottom of the water and smiles. Preview. I'm going to take the time now to look back at that in the ED, the characters that they show side by side in that shot, just while I remember. Because I feel like they're deliberate pairs. Because it's Bakugo and Deku. Don't need to explain that. And then Aoyama and Hagakure, who had that big moment earlier in the season around the whole traitor reveal. And Hagakure, who I strongly thought was the traitor after I had written Aoyama off as a possibility. And then, like, shouting out and calling out to each other during that reveal. But then Spinner and Shoji, again, whatever we're going to get with these two as sort of opposing heteromorph type quirks, I'm very much looking forward to. And it is always in the back of my mind that that is going to happen. Like, that is clearly a part of this arc. But it's not one that we're putting a ton of time into focusing on, annoyingly. I hope we get, like, an episode dedicated to that. Because, I mean, Spinner's side is fighting their way to the hospital to free fucking Kurogiri. And if that works, like, the heroes are fucked. That is where we're at. It's still kind of up in the air which side's going to win this fight. The heroes, there are so many of them, and they have all these plans, and it's now just fight. The villains also have been getting back up after we fight them. They're all, in terms of like a video game, they're all in, well, specifically All For One and Dabi are both in their like second stage. Their second, we've beaten them and they've got back up and got a new health bar, basically. All For One has a new health bar and is rewinding himself into nothingness. We can just stall the All For One fight if we have to. That is a way of winning that fight, is, much like Shoji did in the 1A versus 1B, is just stalling out the timer. That is a perfectly valid way to win that fight. Dabi, on the other hand, not so much. Maybe his quirk does just burn away at himself. So there is potentially just the possibility of stalling him out as well. But both of those guys can do so much damage in such little time. The stalling isn't really, like, it's a valid option, but it's not a viable option. But yeah, Spinner and Shoji, let's get that. Let's get to that. I want to see that episode. It does very much feel like that is beyond a side plot right now, though. That is, we've gotten one scene of that fight so far, and the two of them haven't really, like, spoken yet. I don't think in the series. They might have exchanged like 2 lines or something back during the summer camp, but yeah, I want more of that. And then yeah, Dabi and Shoto. Kirishima and Mina went to the same school. Again, they're a pair often shown together. So when we are just showing pairs of characters, that's fair. That makes sense. Tokiyami and Jiro, I get, like, they're paired up together currently over in the fight with All For One. So yeah, showing them together, it'd be cool to see them hang out more. And then Uraraka and Toga, yeah, which again we're getting to that fight. That's a fight that we've seen more of than the Spinner one, the Toga fight. But that is still one that we're not actively focusing on right now. That is not the focus in this moment. Yeah, Shinso and Monoma, again, paired up often since the 1A versus 1B fight. Well, often since then is the wrong word, because they're not often either of them on screen since then. But since then, when they are together, they are sort of working in tandem in terms of their importance. They're not frontliners, they're both sort of support, but very versatile and strong support. with Mona being the main character briefly, and Shinso wanting to be a hero, and now he's out there. He's got a temporary, he's got like a provisional license for the sake of this, which is great. Hawks and Endeavor, enough said. And then Midoriya and Shigaraki sinking into the water. And yeah, just more with them. What actually happened in this episode, though, yeah, a little bit of a recap with the Bakugo stuff. Dabi is back up. He's copied Flashfire. Not Flashfire. I forgot the name of the move, but that like fire from the chest thing, and it's like purple flames. I feel like that's the first. He had Oniman in his hand, and then like discarded him on fire. But there was another character also shown, like already on the ground, engulfed in flame. I feel like Kido is who that's going to be then. He's the only other one who would have been this close. And yeah, I called it earlier in the fight that we'd lose the Endeavor sidekicks, but that we actually have is kind of surreal now, especially after I thought that this fight was done. That's right, Toyo was able to get his quirk this strong on his own. So it's not a second quirk, like I thought. It's just Toyo's persistence. And then shouting to Skeptic, who says, "I'm busy right now," and has a chip in the back of this Nomu. Is that just for communication, or is Skeptic been controlling this Nomu? It's a lot bigger than his usual puppets. Don't talk to me, Mr. Daddy Issues. Yeah, Skeptic's feel-good Inc. tried to ditch him, tried to pull an Oscorp from...
The board expects your resignation in 30 days.
But you can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
But he's got all his backdoor accesses. He's hacking. He's also hacking the coffin in the sky, which is very worrying. I don't think the heroes really have a techie person on their side who can counter that, beyond like whatever firewalls May and the support course have put in place already. I mean, there are other like tech savvy characters out in the world, but no one I can think of that's actively here. All for One is rewinding himself into nothing. This is a one-time use in that he can use it once to rewind himself, but it is going to rewind himself back to before he was born, and he's just done. So he has said he's entrusted everything to Tomura. He's in a way entrusted everything to the vestige of himself that's taking over Tomura. But he is fine with dying in this fight, and now he's just going to do as much fucking damage as he can to give Tomura the best possible odds. But yeah, he's just going to wreck shop. The president, we got a little cutaway scene, and I think one to show the international ramifications of everything going on here, and specifically the ramifications of Star and Stripe and Akbar, like sending her, and like that happens. You know, we launched missiles. That was an interesting scene. Felt a little weird to place it at that point in this fight, but I do love it for that cut of All Might, specifically the heroes, kids growing up watching adults and being inspired by them. Hard cut to for one, Star and Stripe coming in, who is inspired to heroism by All Might, who is dead now, killed by Shigaraki, but then just that hard cut to Bakugo, dead now, killed by Shigaraki as well. Fuck. I don't think he's dead. I feel like there's a difference between kind of dead and mostly dead. And...
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth.
Yeah. I think, is there one more episode out at the time of recording? No, there's not. Never mind. I am, as of recording, caught up. Next episode, August 17th. That's next week. Okay, hopefully then I will be able to get... Yeah, I should be able to record that on the day, and hopefully I will have these 3 reactions out before then. Yeah, let's say that and try and hold myself to it. Future editing me, do your best. I've been Jack of all Trades. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys Next video probably won't go up on August 17th, but August 18th, I think the episodes come out every Saturday. Generally, my reactions for the rest of the season now, I know there's been a couple hiatuses on my end, will be coming out the day after the episode goes up on Crunchyroll. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you then. As of me recording this, I'll say I'll see you next week, but as of you watching this, you might see it in a couple days. So, it'll be on screen now. Click that link to jump over. See you there. Bye.